Yesterday there were a lot of points given, a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance. Everybody put out. But as you know, there's going to be someone up here, there's going to be a lot of people here, and there's going to be someone here. As of right now, this is your mission commander because Chris Wade has the most points. He is your leader.
Being granted the leadership position is definitely a big responsibility with 32 people that you don't know very well and that have a huge spectrum of ability. There are SEALs, there are Rangers, there are special operators here, and there are also civilians that have almost no experience in anything that we're doing. And making sure that they're accountable and that we're accountable for their performance is certainly a big responsibility.
So far, this competition's going really well. I have heard from maybe 6 or 7 people this morning that they're a little beat up, a little sore, and really tired. And I told them, I said, but the good news is you're way better off right now than you're going to be tomorrow, because every day is going to get harder. But they came here for a challenge. They all came here for a challenge. I broke the news yesterday to them that it's not fun and games here. We're here to create a team. You're going to go on a special mission, and you're going to save a life. And we're going to take the best of the best. So I need to push them hard. I need to push them hard out here in the desert, running, navigation, long gun, 50 cal, 14s, pistol, navigation underground. Everything we do is to see who the fastest are, the best operators, and those who could think clearly under stress. The number one person, we call that person our mission commander. In SEAL training, we call it the BUDS class leader. But this person here, which is Chris right now, is responsible for making sure all 32, including himself, rotate through all the weapons, get the land navigation, everything I task him with. The little bit of information we have, what we're getting from government headquarters, when I get that, I give it to Chris, and he passes it along to the team. So they're not only just shooting, doing a lot of PT, but they're also planning a mission that's going to take place in less than a week.
So why I decided to take part in Surviving Man is it mirrors a lot of the stuff that I've done previously, and I thought, man, I can do a lot of that stuff, you know, and I was worried about some of it, but, you know, I want to know where I am. I want to go up against the best guys they could find, and I want to see where I rank among that. I want my kids to see me doing it and saying, yeah, that's my dad out there, he's killing it.
We're going to do a memorization enhancement exercise, an observational skills enhancement exercise. Snipers use it, SEALs use it, law enforcement uses this exercise. And on an intel lock, you have to memorize and gather a lot of data points.
In 1901, English author Rudyard Kipling published a book called Kim about an Irish orphan kid in 1885 India who's training to be a spy. One of the things he is taught is a situational awareness memorization game that we now call the Kim's game.
You can't write anything down, you can't take pictures, you can't talk. You're just looking and you're trying to gather all these data points and you're trying to memorize everything with great detail.
All right, let's do this.
Many data points as you can. Get that in your long-term memory because you're going to reveal it later on sometime in the course.
Everybody away from the table. Everybody away from the table. Go ahead and sit back down, please. Everybody sit back down, please.
We call it the pinnacle shot, shooting some big rifles. 45 seconds to make 12 shots at downrange 100, 200, and 400 yards targets. with a platform that the contestants only had a little time to practice with.
Morning, everybody. I'm Ian from Primary Arms.
This is in our GLX, which if you guys are familiar with Primary Arms, that's our mid-tier. Now that being said, this has all of our newest technology, so it's actually a really good optic for the price point. This reticle is one of our ACSS reticles, so if you're familiar with Primary Arms, that's really what sets us apart from everybody else. Just to kind of go over the optic itself, I have the zero stop, zero lock style turrets. Now I've already set that up for you, so it's basically you're just going to point, shoot, and I'm going to explain more in depth of where you need to hold over on the reticle. So this thing is specifically set up for this caliber and this bullet grain. So basically what that's meaning is once we get this thing all dialed in, it's just point, shoot. You just got to know where to point and shoot on the reticle.
I'll be standing by at the ready to do the adjustments to you to find your natural pocket real quick when you shoulder into the rifle.
The Overwatch Commander is our support system for the platform. So this is a tripod monopod system.
You can accept natural cant even on your firing control if you want to.
So again, you see not only in articulation completely. Now, if I were to loosen the lower tension knob that actually is at the base of this, or I choose not to, I actually can still move with the weapon system while staying connected. So again, with this, I'm not having to detach from the system that is supporting the weight of the firearm.
I'll be standing by at the ready to do the adjustments to you to find your natural pocket real quick when you shoulder into the rifle. I'll keep the base locked in. The only thing I ask is you guys don't come in and stop down on the legs. It's not designed for that. It's for you to actually stand on either side.
It's same platform we shot yesterday, the AR-556.
My name is Jason Parker. I'm with Cobalt Kinetics. We make AR-15 rifles. It is a custom gun, every single one of them. This upper, the lower, and handguard, everything is fitted together. And when you pick up one of our guns, if you feel any shake in those, that's not a Cobalt.
Like the ranges have extended considerably. I think our farthest range yesterday was 100 yards. We're going out to 400 yards today. So your fundamentals of shooting have to be on point to start hitting targets at 200 and 400 yards. And you got a minute to put 12 rounds down range. That's a challenge.
I would like to say, yeah, I'm going to go out and I'm going to hit all the targets, but I'm definitely going to give everything I have and see what happens. My competitive advantage comes from very early on, just very driven into sports, into athletics, always competing. Like I remember crying after like losing a 5th grade basketball game and everybody's looking at me like, what's your problem, bro? This is 5th grade.
Hit! Hit!
In terms of mission planning, I would say my strengths would probably be, I'm definitely a shooter first and foremost, and as long as I'm comfortable with the weapon system, I'm gonna get hits. My name is Isaac DuBois, and I am from Eagle Mountain, Utah. Very competitive person. I don't like to lose at anything, and I've always been that way, and it's just the way I am. Always want to be number one.
Hit! Hit! Hit!
What's interesting about this setup is the tripod. Normally in the standing position you don't have support, but this tripod creates some support and it's adjustable so you can adjust from 100, 200, and 400 yards, which is really unique.
Hit! 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 Fine.
I was unfamiliar with the tripod system, so that took a little bit of getting used to, but got to improvise, adapt, and overcome. I had every target all the way out to the 400. I felt pretty good about it.
I have never shot long range. Leave that to the snipers. I don't plan on sniping people, so I haven't practiced that, but it looks fun.
Hit! Hit!
I've never shot anything past 100 yards, so it's totally new for me, a new platform. But it's really motivating to get into more of the precision rifle training, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Hit. Hit.
Give it all I got. I'm trying to be smart and play the long game, but at the same time, I don't want to hold anything back.
Hit. 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 Hit.
My goal today is to really make sure I'm focusing. I don't have a lot of distractions.
Hit. Hit. Hit.
I was a little nervous. I haven't shot in a while, but it was good.
Hit. Hit. Hit.
Time.
Shooting off of a tripod like that, there were some issues with pivoting, but overall it was an awesome experience. Lots of adrenaline still pumping right now. 45 seconds is a very short window to hit all of those, so they definitely made it challenging.
Hit. 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 Hit.
Well, it's smooth, good trigger pull. It's just a great rifle.
Shoot.
So far today, we've been shooting at 100, 200, 400 with an AR. I got 10 out of 12 on the AR. I typically would expect myself to get all 12 out of 12. There's a little bit of a different platform here today than what I'm used to.
Hit. Hit.
Shooting that rifle was smooth as butter. That trigger was amazing.
Hit. Hit. Hit.
Didn't do as well as I thought I was going to do, but it was still a lot of fun. Those are good ARs, some of the best I've shot.
Hit. 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 Hit.
The rifle is nice. That is a nice shooting piece of weapon there. You know, that tripod never shot like that before, but you know, I'm real happy with what I shot there. A little bit more time, I'd have had a perfect score, but I'm not gonna rush a shot, so I shot perfect for the time I had.
My plan is just to finish hopefully ahead of the people who are ahead of me.
Shoot. Hit. 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 Hit.
Wow, that was pretty damn good.
I don't remember if I shot a perfect score, but I know I did really well. The tripod was something new. It's a new design, something I never used before. Just trying to handle a 55 grain bullet and, you know, 15, 20 mile an hour winds can be tough.
What's amazing is how everyone did under the circumstances. One contestant made all 12 shots, Chris Way. The 6 contestants tied for second place, shooting 10 shots each, and 8 tied for third with 9 shots each. Next up, the 50 cal. No points for this one, but the experience of shooting that bad boy is a reward in itself.
My name is Josh Marcus. Like yesterday, I'm the owner of Core Lead Operations. Sitting here in front of us is the Elitist. It's our 50 BMG custom-made precision rifle. What we're gonna do today is shoot this at 600 yards. This thing's capable for 2,500 plus. We've done it before. Who hasn't shot a 50 cal before? The biggest thing you gotta focus on is when you guys get behind this rifle, make sure you grab the rifle and bring it into your body and you hold on to it tight. You do not wanna have any gap between the rifle and yourself before you pull the trigger, because you'll know the second you do it. You'll never do it again. So when you put the magazine in, there's a notch in the back here. There's a notch in the inside of the chassis. So all you're gonna do is just roll it up in here and then slap it in just like that. Okay, so it's back first and then straight up.
Today we're gonna shoot a 50 cal. Looks like it's gonna be 3 rounds. I've never shot one of those. So I'm kind of interested in finding out what that's all about.
Right now they're setting up the 50 cal, and so there's a mixed group Some have shot a 50 cal before, some have not. Although it's another long rifle, it's a bolt action. It is a huge round, 750 grains, a ton of powder. I mean, it's literally, the round is that long in the casing, and it rocks you. It's intimidating, especially after you pull a trigger that first time. And it's like, oh my gosh, and you have to completely reset because the recoil is so significant. So it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with the adversity of shooting a 50 cal. Now, the weapon they're shooting today is stripped down. It's quite a bit lighter than many 50 cals are. They got the weight down using carbon fiber and stuff to 18 pounds. It's going to be on a bipod because it's a very big weapon to try and shoot unsupported. So we'll be at a table with a bipod, and the recoil is pretty remarkable, and it gets your attention. And now if you're intimidated for your second, third, or fourth shot, that's going to play in. So you've got to really follow through. You've got to have a good stock weld, pull that in really nice and tight, and squeeze that trigger. And that anticipation is a killer.
Well, that's a 50 BMG. It's an absolutely gorgeous gun made with a carbon fiber barrel. It's really light, so it kicks a little more than the ones I've been used to shooting, but it's got an amazing muzzle brake on it. It has some recoil, and I'm a big girl, so it moved me quite a bit.
That was the 50 BMG. That was 2 for 2 at 600 yards, and that was amazing. You got to manhandle the rifle. You got to not let the rifle manhandle you. You just got to get behind it and hold on for dear life. There is no better sound in the world than hitting steel, especially at that distance, especially with a cartridge this big. It's one of the best feelings in the world is hearing that ting. Kind of makes you giddy from the toes all the way up to here.
50 cal definitely gets your attention. It's fun to shoot though. And I think the longest kill in combat is done with that round, over a mile.
I've never shot a 50 BMG, so looking forward to it. I'm not really nervous. I think we're in good hands out here.
Hi.
No, I think the 50 cals are bigger than I am. It'll be an interesting experience.
Just shot the 50 cal. That thing's spectacular. It's about 18 pounds alone without the scope. The way it kicked me is like, it was like getting kicked by a mule for the first time.
I was able to shoot a 50 cal. I've never shot a 50 cal before. I don't know what position I am, but I promise you that I'm fighting to get to the top and get to that #1 spot.
Well, one of the candidates actually picked the 50 up and shot it standing, so I was pretty impressed by that.
You can do it!
Yeah! It's been fun to watch. I'm enjoying every single day more and more watching them go through the different evolutions. So it's been a real honor to be here, and we enjoy it.
Nobody knows this yet, but what's going to happen after this is they're going to be doing a tire pull, but it's going to be hard on them. And they're already saying, well, if I skip this evolution, I'll just take zeros. So you're going to see a big spread after today. The top people, and it's going to separate the men from the boys or the women from the girls or whatever. There's going to be a big spread after today because some people already talk about, I won't do that evolution, it's going to hurt me too much. But that's okay, that's okay. It's all going as we planned it.
Welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the light. They're burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Welcome to the fire.
And now we come to the tire pull. What can I say? If you just had dinner, you might want to skip this part.
You're gonna grab one rope, which is gonna have 2 tires on it.
Perfect.
Grab it.
We had some surprise PT where we did some tire drags, and man, that was killer. Not only was it introducing the strength part of it, but then how fast can you do it without overdoing your exertion?
Are you ready? Go!
During the tire pull, we all lined up on a line and we had to sprint to the end of the range, grab 2 tires in a rope and pull it back. But the issue is that 1 or 2 people in front of me were getting the dust everywhere. So especially people, who were behind me, it was just like swimming in dust. So you didn't notice it, and then you're inhaling really deep, and then as soon as you're done, people just start throwing up. We inhaled a lot of dirt, and I think every one of us were coughing for the last hour.
I'm definitely a shooter. I'm not really a runner, but personally, I need to work on my physical fitness a little bit more. I got a few days notice before I had to come out here, so I wasn't training like everybody else was, but I got the email, and 2 days later I was out here giving it my all.
I think mentally is stronger than physical in anybody, and so, if you don't quit, you'll be amazed what physically you can do. The mental aspect, if you do quit, it doesn't matter how much more your body had left. So I think I'm ready with both, but certainly mentally.
On your mark, get set, go!
We ran and then we pulled some tires. That was crazy. The running part to go get the tires wasn't so bad. Pulling it back, oh man, it definitely smoked a lot of us. My legs feel like spaghetti. I'm feeling a little tired, knees hurt. Definitely struggling.
Mark, set, go!
We had that tire pull event where 200-meter sprint followed by 200-meter tire drag on the way back. You had 2 tires attached to a rope that you just had to drag back, and I knew that was somewhere I could make up a little bit of ground, so I tried to go all out on it, and I paid for it. It was tough. Those last couple yards, I was struggling to get there, but finished up and happy with my time.
So we did the PT with the tire pull, and on the way back, we kicked up so much dust. Somehow I inhaled enough of it that it's irritated my lungs. And I need to be sitting out for a little while. What did you call it? It's
laryngospasm.
So my lungs were displeased and did not want to let me take in enough air. And I need to sit down and relax, because even now, talking to you, I'm still dropping my blood oxygen a little.
That was a good group. They pushed it pretty hard. Obviously, we're dragging the tires back. You got to try and keep the momentum, those legs pumping. Got to dig in a little bit, bend at the waist, and that's a burner, a thigh burner for sure.
So the tire pull today was pretty rough and unexpected. I'm not going to say that it's 100%, but I'm definitely putting effort in everything I do.
Some guys, when they came in here, they thought that they were hot shots and they wanted everybody to know it. Those aren't really the people that I'm worried about. People I'm worried about here, people who come in and put their head down and just work hard and win every single challenge.
What they have to focus on to succeed in surviving man is don't lose sight of the prize, and the prize is mission success. Everything they're doing here is for mission success, being part of a team, and we're seeing that. The team is really gelling. And it's good to see, especially that they're all graded for everything. It's all point system. So it's individual points, but they're still helping each other. Really, my philosophy is if you push yourself hard enough and you think it's too hard, you're wrong until the point comes where you might be hallucinating, bleeding, or passing out. And so I would push myself to the limit where I'd collapse, bleed, or start hallucinating. And I don't want to get anybody to that point, but I want to get them just under that and then back off, because we don't want to hurt anybody. But if people are willing to give it that much, back off right before they get hurt, that's what we're looking for.
Delta 14 chassis is a very, very simple idea. All it did was I cut off this entire back end and made it Mossberg 500. So if you took a Mossberg 500 shotgun and took off the stock, that's what you'd be looking at. What that does gives you the modularity to be able to put a pistol grip back onto a Monte Carlo, or you could gender change it. Changing with, say, a Mesa tactical adapter to be able to utilize a buffer tube and an AR-15 pistol grip. On the front end with 3, 6, and 9 position has the M-LOK system. So you can mount whatever you wish on the front end of this. It is injection molded glass-filled nylon. This This whole chassis system by itself weighs 3/4 of a pound. This is the two real main components of the M1A. You have the fire control, barrel action. It's very, very simple. So just like you would take it apart in your standard wooden stock, you drive it down like so, drop in your fire control, and that's the end of it. I'm going to introduce Mr. Ackman here. He is going to be able to explain this competition to you.
I'm considering this event something like you found your enemy's weapon. You've lost yours, you stumble upon this. You better have enough familiarity to pick it up and solve the problem.
The competitor is going to start right here. At the command of go, they're going to sprint down to that first table down there. They're going to pick up the rifle, load it, and they're going to shoot their assigned target 5 times. Drop the gun, move up to the next table, pick that one up, load it, shoot their target 5 times. As soon as the last shot is discharged, round complete.
Line is set, ready, go.
Looking at everyone in the competition, the only thing I feel like I might be stronger on is some of my fundamentals because I'm around firearms every day. Maybe not every single platform, but I do shoot a lot. But you know, these guys are pros. Like, there's so many awesome people here. It's kind of hard to even feel like you're even in the same stratosphere as some of these guys because they're like superheroes, but I'm just doing my best.
When you're putting everything that you have into it, yeah, you're going to be pushing yourself to the maximum. That's the difficult piece of it. That was the evolution of Pop My Calf, so I took it slow. So I didn't blaze through it, but I did complete it. Just taking one evolution at a time, trying to stay calm and just make the best of the experience.
Just acquiring the target, like which one it was a little confusing because you're at an angle, and then I was unclear about which target I was on, and so it was really slow, just the way it goes.
One or two of those shots might have went off target, but overall, felt like a pretty good run. Now I just got to go find a stretcher.
It was a lot of fun. I feel like speed-wise and running, I was pretty on point.
I can't believe how fast these guys are sprinting, picking up that weapon and firing.
Yeah.
Complete composure. After doing that sprint, it's super impressive what they're doing.
clip over here. You still got 10 good shots, and your time wasn't too far off most people's.
I think that's the fastest time.
How many I hit?
Excellent job. Fastest time yet, 27:18.
Putting myself up against some of these guys that have been overseas and fighting for our country and have these skill sets, it's a good test to see where I'm at mentally compared to them. I did better than I expected.
Of course, we couldn't complete this evolution without Randy having a chance to test the platform. Call it host's prerogative.
Clear.
Welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. They're burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Welcome to the fire.
Hi, my name's Todd Pearson. I run SAR USA. The gun you're going to be shooting today is the SAR 9X. The X is a package gun which comes with a holster, mag holder, flashlight, and this is the gun that the Turkish military is using today. The gun had to go through a 50,000 round torture test without a failure to go from stage 1 to stage 2 to get it to the contract. And it actually went 90,000 rounds with 3 failures and it won the contract. The first thing you'll see is the ergonomics are exceptionally good. The gun points and feels really good in your hand. And the way they manufacture over there with state-of-the-art machinery, it's incredible.
We're going to be running turning targets under time pressure. Targets turn, you'll present the gun, come out and engage your assigned target. You're going to drop to a knee, come around this way. Okay, now from here, obviously I can't hit target 10, so I may need to change an angle to be able to get target 10, but you must utilize your cover behind this.
When you go overseas in the war zones, you're always looking for what's cover and what's concealment. Couches, boards, walls that concealed you from the enemy. It doesn't protect you from bullets. Cover is better than concealment. If you get both, all the better. What we want to do is, in their minds, know the difference between cover and concealment. When you leave a barricade, if it's cover or concealment, and you have your whole body out here, you're giving away all your cover or concealment. You try to leave just a little bit of your body outside that cover or concealment. Just give a little. You don't come out and expose yourself the whole way. And also you want to be able to change positions quickly. Go to the kneeling quickly, stand quickly, and you change your position. You might fire 2 rounds and then change your position and take cover.
Everyone, eyes on you. Shooters up on the 7-yard line. Headed.
So far, so good. Barriers, kneeling, all those things are a challenge, but they seem to be taking it all in stride. No issues.
I shot the best out of my 4, which was the top 4 competitors. So that's good. I shot 8s and better.
Landon and others were watching them here, and they're using strategy, and they're smart. They're letting others go in front of them to see how fast they're going, and then they get a longer break, and they get a longer break, then they know how fast they have to go.
Yeah.
It's ingenious for them. It's a smart move.
It's absolutely a smart move. It's not always best to go first. Some of them are taking a little too long in acquiring the target after they've moved, and then the time runs out and the target moves or turns sideways. So.
And it looks like they're out there for a long time getting that good shot.
Side picture, yeah.
Giving up their cover, which defeats the purpose. And some of the guys, are so impressive what I just saw there. They're so fast.
Very fast.
They're getting the fast shots and moving.
Absolutely.
So we've advanced quickly this week. Yesterday, it was basic shooting. I mean, everybody did well. These guys and ladies are all shooters. But today, it's advanced shooting, moving into tactical shooting. And that's usually after a couple of weeks of training. And we're doing it on day 2. And that's only because we have such good qualified people here.
Absolutely. Basic training is pretty much basic marksmanship. Unless you move to more elite units, you're not going to do a lot of moving cover and other types of shooting. I mean, just going through basic training, we didn't even do pistols. So it's not till you move into more elite units that you start to do more pistol work, more moving cover and all that sort of training. Athletics are athletics. Doesn't matter if I'm standing and need to engage and move and fire, or if I'm trying to dive off a diving board or jump and hit a volleyball or wrestle and take somebody down. Athletics, there's a common thread in all of those positions, taking advantage of your core, staying in balance, in good position, and be able to move and do that when it counts.
I'm learning an incredible amount. I'm getting to do the things I wanted to do. I don't get to move and shoot, so that's all new to me. Shooting off behind barricades is new to me, but that was the whole point of signing up, to get better.
Randy and I are looking at the points of everybody, and there's quite a spread. It ranges basically on day 1, the end of yesterday. Chris Way, who is now the mission leader, he's in first place. That's why he's mission commander now. But looking at it here, he's got 710 points, but he's only 20 points ahead of Nick Ryan, who's right on his tail. And depending on what happened today, Nick could actually surpass Chris and take the position of interim leader.
Landon Church has had a good day today too. He's got the fastest time with the tire drag, and he shot pretty clean as well. The guy that's sitting in third. Yeah. Very fit, got a good head on his shoulders, and he's our youngest competitor. So
it's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's strong-minded. And Jen, way up there with all the men. She's in 6th place yesterday. She's 635 points, which is only 75 points away from the lead. And that could be made or lost almost at any evolution coming up.
Yeah.
Top 5 they're way up ahead.
The ropes course it's challenging for me. It's not something I'm super comfortable with because I haven't done a lot of it. So it's an opportunity to definitely work through some of the limitations that I have with heights and things like that, and just see what I can do and see how far I can go.
Now for you, the viewer, just imagine as sore as you've ever been and then doing all this garbage.
The main thing for me to see right now is character. What I want to see above how good they are on the ropes or climbing, I want to see how strong they are up here and what their character is. Skills you can keep building on, building and building. If I see a lack in character, a lack in leadership, you can't have that in a team.
We finished the day on the towers doing ropes course. Coming into the show, we were told a few things. 1, that it would be physical, and 2, there would be a lot of skill sets involved.
Chris Way was the first person to go, and he literally flew up the cargo net, ran up it. And the rest of us just looked at each other like we're all dead. But turns out that the timed part of the course didn't start until the top of the cargo net, which was fortunate.
Within the team that we're assessing, there are people that are 10s and there are people that are 0s. And so the ropes course was a great way to assess the skill sets that those individuals have so that we could develop the weak ones and we can maintain the strong ones.
It was something I was looking forward to as a rock climber and mountaineer. I was a little disappointed with myself in terms of not having the urgency that I felt like I needed to get through it faster. And I got a little bit hung up with my foot and the safety lines. And so that took me a while to figure out how to keep kicking that thing forward so that I could keep moving. Otherwise, I'd get hung up because I weigh like 112 pounds or something.
Honestly, it didn't feel much of a challenge. I just went with it. It felt natural. I always like to pretend as a kid I was a monkey, so this is my way to do it as an adult.
I'm not afraid of heights at all, and I love being up there and doing the rope stuff and doing the climbing walls, and I was in an element, so I was just loving it up there, got through it pretty quickly. Top 10%, top 5% on that one.
I got out of shape with COVID and everything that was happening, and I started a dog rescue, and that kind of consumed my life for a few years. So for me, just preparing to get back into shape to get to the show, my body couldn't physically hold myself up long enough to pull myself to make it across.
Don't need the helmet now, too.
But you know what? She's a trooper. She's going for it.
Oh, I was so frustrated. So they kept saying to me, just another couple more inches, and I'd look back and they would be standing like 3 or 4 feet back. So I'm like, they're lying to me. I'm like, I don't have like another 2 or 3 inches. We'll come to find out, I literally only had another like 2 to 3 inches, and the platform was right behind me, and I would have been fine. So I was so annoyed after I like gave out, because I could have just pulled myself like one more time and I would have been there. But whatever. It was worth it. It was fun. It was cool.
She got in a position where she was underneath a cable. The lobster claws wrapped underneath the cable, so she has to either be redone or try to get under that cable, one or the other. And they decided to just unhook one lobster claw at a time. She was working hard. She was working hard. She was making it across. She had good attitude through the whole thing. And she came off not knowing how close she was to the end.
Yeah.
I think if she had taken a quick look back and saw how close she was, I think she would have made it.
The ropes course for me was a decision that I had to make to overcome a fear that I had. And I had been hesitant to make that decision for many, many years. And being faced with it in front of my peers in such a way where the world was going to be watching me, I knew that I had to overcome it, and I just had to do it. And so what got me through it on Mother's Day was thinking about my kids and thinking about how difficult it was birthing them. And I thought that there was nothing else that could be more challenging than what I've already done as a mom. So I did it. That's really the exact thought that was in my mind at that moment.
Come on, Gina! Come on!
That was about the most work I've ever done in my life. When I came down, had all these great people down here helping me out.
One more time! Grab on for dear life!
The ropes course was a great way to assess the skill sets that those individuals have so that we could develop the weak ones and we can maintain the strong ones.
Coming up in the next episode.
Oh, there's a way.
That was brutal.
Man, I'm done, bro.
We had several people missing.
Be accountable to each other.
I'm getting the feeling nobody sees a sense of urgency to you guys missing teammates who could be out in the desert dying right now.
Chris believes he deserves respect, but that doesn't mean that he's earned it.
I don't want to even talk about it.
There's going to be a talking later on today.
Stay tuned.